Do you drag that black belt like on your car on a road or to make it look that old?
Never. I had this for a few years. You know what I mean? So, Shion, if you see it, I would like to get like another gold stripe on it. I would appreciate it.
I think he's earned the gold stripe. Welcome to MMA Noise. I'm your host, Mike Straka, with Jimmie El Terror Rivera. Or is it El Terror?
Second way.
El Terror?
Yep.
Do you habla español?
Poquito.
Poquito. ¿Por qué
Yeah.
poquito?
I actually grew up with my mother, who's the Italian side of me. So my father was never really around, and my uncle came in later on in my life to be a part of my life when I was a teenager. So I never really got everything I learned Spanish was basically in high school. I could read and write it better than I could speak it, to be honest.
You know, a lot of UFC fans may not really be too familiar with you. So talk to me a little bit about your life. How did you become a fighter?
I started when I was at Tiger Schulmann when I was about 8 years old. I was at a new school. I was getting picked on a little bit. My mom, her main purpose was to bring me in because of discipline, and I was acting out at home. The reason I was acting out at home was because I wasn't telling her about I was being bullied. So I went in there, and it completely did a 180 with my life and changed me.
For you guys at home, he's a King of the Cage champion, Ring of Combat champion, CFFC champion, and now you're in the UFC. I mean, is there any promotion in the world you haven't fought for?
There's probably a couple out there in West Coast, but it's been an unbelievable ride. I mean, I've gained so much experience out of all the promotions that it was a pleasure for fighting for them and being a part of them, and being able to get in there and fight for the belt too as well.
Now, explain to people who Tiger Schulmann is, because they're twin brothers, and everybody's like, which one is Tiger?
It's funny because they always share identities sometimes too. They'll go to the counter and they'll be like, Ronnie, give me your card real quick, and he'll give Ronnie, and it's Danny giving the card. There's two brothers, Master Tiger Schulmann, Danny Schulmann, and then his brother, who's a co-pioneer, Ron Schulmann, and they basically look alike. If you know them well, you could tell the difference, but they always look alike, and people are always like, wait, there's two of you, and they get, I guess. But they're real people. We get that all the time. Even when I have new students coming in, try out class, so is he a real person? I'm like, yeah, he coaches me every day. He's at the gym with me every day, working with me, working with all our guys, and helping us get ready for the next fight. I started working with Tiger Schulmann since I was 13. Wow. And I've been working for them ever since. And I started as an assistant, helping out, and then more of the as you can't really teach an adult with 13 years old, but as I got close to 17, 18, I started becoming more of a head instructor, and then I actually helped a couple schools. I was in Brooklyn for a little while, in Bensonhurst, Paramus, New Jersey, and just helping schools out. And then from there, I actually was called to replace the one in New York City, and then literally 2 years later, like, all right, we want you to take over ownership, be the head instructor of the East 23rd location. I said, Ushian, and that was it.
Iuri Alcantara coming up. He's a tough kid. He's a veteran. What do you think he brings to the table?
I think he's really tough. He's got a good ground game. He's got a good striking game, and he's got a lot of experience. I think he brings to the table, so it's going to be a tough fight, but I'm looking forward to it. My strategy is just basically take the fight wherever they need to take it to get the win. You know, if I have to wrestle him, I'll wrestle him, I'll grapple him, or I'll strike him. I'm going to do whatever my coaches tell me to do. Obviously, I'd be super happy with a submission or a knockout, but wherever I have to take the fight and whatever my coaches say, I'm going to do.
He's a southpaw, right?
Yep.
So are you preparing stand-up with the southpaw?
Of course. I have two of the best southpaws to practice with. Andy Main, who's a Pinker's champ, and Julio Arce, who's 8-1 and was a former ROC champ, and they're both unbelievable lefties. So I've got the best lefties working with them.
And Andy's tall too.
He's super tall. I was like, I got to spar with telephone poles over there. I always bust his shot. He's like, come on, man. I'm like, you're so tall and lanky. It's ridiculous.
And he just got engaged to our good friend Maggie Kroll. So Andy Main, congratulations, and to you too, Maggie.
Congrats.
What does a win over Iuri do for you?
I think it puts me up there. It was a top 15. I can start working now my way up even more ladder, get some top 10 fights, and really, I think it'll get my name out there. He's been around the UFC for a while and had a lot of fights there, so it'll help my name a lot.
What's your goal in UFC? Just to be a UFC fighter?
To be the champ.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'll be the champ. I'm not one of those guys that goes in and fights once a year. I think I got signed in June, at the end of June, right actually on my birthday, and this is going to be my third fight already, and it hasn't even been a year.
That's amazing. You got signed on your birthday. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a good birthday present.
It was a great birthday present. I got the call, like, yeah, I'll fly to Scotland and fight. Let's do it.
Hey, Ben, can you come over here to this camera for a second? Can you get a close-up on this cauliflower here?
The new one?
Yeah, look at that sucker. I want to know the story behind that cauliflower here.
You know what? I've been draining it, so it's okay. I learned how to drain from this one. Actually, this one's the better story. Jeff Lentz. Thanks, Jeff. He punched me in the ear, and this one is from just doing double legs over and over again. One of my teammates is tall, so I kept getting his hip, and it just blew up. But it's actually better what it is now.
This has been MMA Noise. I'm Mike Straka. This is Jimmie Rivera. Watch his fight.
I'm Jimmie Rivera. You're watching MMA Noise on Louder Noise.